We're here in Nouakchott, the capital of Mauritania. It's home to 1.4 million people and a diverse range of cultures and ethnicities. It's the meeting point of Arabs, Africans, and even Amazigh Berbers. We're on our way to meet with one of the most mysterious tribes we've ever heard of. An entire tribe of blind Muslims that live in the depths of the Sahara Desert. This is the story of the Blind Village in Mauritania. Our journey to meet them begins here. Before we launch you into something incredible, quick question. How many doors are there to Jannah? 8. That's right. But the number of ways to enter Jannah? Countless. And this is why I can't recommend this campaign enough. Launch Good. They've compiled hundreds of different causes for you to donate towards this Ramadan and maximize your opportunities to do good. They've verified all the campaigns for you to make it super easy. You can give donations towards a school, a masjid, an orphanage, all from the same place. You're even able to schedule your donations for 30 days across this Ramadan so you don't miss out on a single day of rewards. You can give whatever you're capable of, whether that's $5, $10, or even a single dollar a day to wherever you want it to go, because you never know which donation could be your entry into Jannah. Sign up to join our 30-day challenge now at launchgood.com/onepath and be part of something incredible. Bismillah. Now, enjoy the video.
After finding out about the Blind Village, I needed to go there for myself. The only problem was I was all the way down in Sydney, Australia, and they were in the middle of the Sahara, in a place called Dali Kombe. This place was pretty much invisible on Google Maps. No directions, no pins, nothing. I had no contacts, no leads, and no clue where to even begin. I mean, it was already one of the least visited countries in Africa, and the Australian government wasn't helping either. I mean, malaria, yellow fever, kidnapping? What? I didn't know what I was getting myself into, but I knew it would be worth it. This was a Muslim community that the world needed to know about. If anyone was going to teach me life's biggest lessons, it was them. So I booked a flight to Mauritania and went. The only problem? I was landing in Nouakchott, which was still over 1,000 kilometers away from where I needed to go. But hey, it was a start.
So Nouakchott literally means the place of the wind. And it's home to one of the most bustling and vibrant fish markets you'll probably ever see.
Every morning in Nouakchott, hundreds of fishermen place their trust in Allah and make their way out into the vast Atlantic Ocean, braving the waves in hopes of a generous catch. And by the end of the day, they return with tens of thousands of fish to sell.
Fish just so happens to be one of the biggest exports of this country, and you don't have to look too far to see why.
While the coastline provided all the economic support for the land and offered some of the most picturesque sunsets you'll probably ever see, it was the inland desert of Mauritania that was the heart of my journey. The Sahara, the largest hot desert in the world, spanning across 11 countries and dominating the majority of North Africa. Understanding the desert was going to be crucial for my journey, and I couldn't think of a better place to start. The famous Mauritanian camel market.
So we've just arrived towards the southern part of Nouakchott, and we're at a camel market. This is a place where they sell camels in all shapes, all sizes. There's probably 1,000 camels behind me. People from all across Mauritania come to this market to purchase a camel. It's like a sea of camels. I asked him for a photo, he says anything for another Muslim. What is the value of a camel to a Mauritanian person?
فضل الإبل كثير. الإبل يتوفر بالنسبة لنا احنا عن طبيعة الميدان الموريتاني، عن طبيعة البيئة تتوفر فيها جميع الشروط الملزمة في البيئة. احنا جزء لا يتجزأ من بيئتنا شيء قالوا الثروة الحيوانية خاصة الإبل. طبيعة المال العرب بصفة عامة المال اللي هو الإبل خاصة هو مال العرب. أنا طبعا نشعر الفخر بها والعز.
The camel was a Bedouin's best friend. It was practically their lifeline in the desert, offering everything from food, drink, to of course, transport. But yeah, I wasn't going on a camel. I was going to need a pretty good car. And in Mauritania, there weren't many. Until I met this guy, Sadat, our Mauritanian driver with a trusty Land Cruiser that will put Aussie drivers to shame. Being of Bedouin origins himself, he assured us he knew the way to at least get us close to Dali Kombe. We placed our trust in him and made our way out early the next morning. Dali Kombe lies just south of the Sahara, and to get there would require crossing over 1,000 kilometers of arid, unforgiving desert.
So we've just made it to one of the last petrol stations on the outskirts of Nouakchott. We've fueled up the tanks for a 12 to a 14-hour journey. We're not going to get there tonight, but the plan is to get to a village nearby Dali Kombe, spend the night there, and get there tomorrow morning. I don't know what to expect. It's a 12-hour journey for today, over 1,000 kilometers, but our driver, I'm sure, is more than capable of taking us there. Okay.
The dusty arid plains of the Sahara engulfed us from all sides, making us feel incredibly small and alone, with no sounds apart from the howling wind, soaring crows, and the occasional cow crossing the road.
This cow's crossing the Sahara Desert, crossing the road.
The nomadic lifestyle was something way out of my comfort zone. I couldn't imagine a life in the emptiness, so cut off from life and the rest of the world. It all felt so alien. But to the people that called this place home, they seemed completely at peace.
We just made it to our first pit stop on our way to Dali Kombe. We still have a long way to go, but one of the most beautiful things about Mauritanian culture is they have an endless supply of Mauritanian tea waiting for you wherever you go. Not only that, but also a masjid. Literally, you have a masjid decorating almost every village on the road all the way up. There's a masjid there, and there's even another masjid in front of me over there.
Despite being deep in the desert, Islam was embedded right throughout Mauritania. Village after village, we noticed minarets protrude from the roadside. It was a testimony to the massive effort to preserve the faith in the land and also the beautiful harmony Islam shared with the nomadic life and the tribes that lived here. 99% of the country is Muslim, and I had a strong feeling our shared religion was going to be my bridge to the blind villages. Anyways, back to the journey, which by now was getting incredibly tiresome and so much slower than I expected because of the tremendous amount of police checkpoints along the way. There were like hundreds of them. But hey, at least we weren't getting kidnapped. And as I slowly grew impatient with the pace,
It's really a different part of the world.
it would soon prove to be the least of my worries. See, desert life can be incredibly unpredictable, and we were soon to find out why. Sandstorms. They're a scary sight to behold, and it's not something we ever wanted to be caught in. And while I braced myself for the worst, to our seasoned driver, this was nothing out of the ordinary. Even to those stuck outside in the open, they were pretty fine. The Mauritanians had accustomed themselves so seamlessly to the natural world. They embody minimalism in all its meaning and make do with the most basic of living conditions. It was all so inspiring to me.
So we've been driving for the whole day now. It's almost nightfall. We've still got one day ahead of us on this journey. We don't know what to expect, but hopefully it will be something special.
I couldn't wait to see what I would learn from the blind nomads of Dali Kombe. I wondered what they would teach me about life, faith, and contentment in the modern world. These were thoughts that would stay with me all the way through the night. The next morning, we rose at the crack of dawn to continue our day of traveling. Driving along the same long desert road, the same crossing animals, and the same grueling checkpoints. After a few hours, we finally reached the village of Timbedra, the last town before the road literally comes to an end and reception disappears. This place looked like a city out of Mad Max, no offense. The only difference was it was blessed with the beauty of Islam and some really cool Muslims, like this guy. But it was here that we realized our driver's expertise wasn't enough to take us through the rest of the journey.
Because there is no road into Dali Kombe, it requires someone who has expertise and the know-how to go through the sand and into Dali Kombe. It's completely inaccessible. It's a remote village.
The road was officially over, and in order to make the last leg of the trip, we were going to need local help.
ستأخذنا إلى دالي كومبي.
After waiting for over an hour, we finally made contact with a chief of a village neighboring Dali Kombe. He assured us he could take us there, and with no other option, we had to take his word for it.
We got caught up here for about 2 hours almost. It does get very difficult trying to make your way around, especially when you don't speak the language and you're going to such a remote village. But with the experience of our driver, we'll be on our way.
If I thought the drive on the road was difficult, this was on another level. It was violent, bumpy, and incredibly rugged. To make matters worse, our guides were racing ahead, making it impossible to keep up. At times I genuinely thought they forgot we were following them. They were so fast.
It's completely open, vast, empty space. You get lost out here, or if you don't have a guide like we have a guide right now, you won't survive.
There was no GPS, no reception, nothing. Just endless desert stretching into infinity. Taking the wrong turn out here could be disastrous. The road was undoubtedly difficult, even to the most experienced of drivers.
So there was a bit of an issue where our guide was trying to get over the hill, but he couldn't because his four-wheel drive kept getting stuck. Alhamdulillah, he's finally made it out to the top. It's a little bit of a scare.
Not gonna lie, I was low-key panicking, but we were so close now, and we couldn't give up.
So the drivers that we had at the front that were guiding us the whole way have just left us, and they've told us that it's not too far from here. We asked one of the nomads that we saw out in the desert which way, and he led us down this road. It's not the safest of roads, as you can tell.
Finally, after 2 days of non-stop traveling, we were closing in on the place we had been searching for. There it was, Dali Kombe, the blind village. I had finally made it.
So we've just arrived into the village of Dali Kombe. Our driver has spoken to one of the villagers.
My heart was pacing with nervousness and anticipation. I was on the verge of meeting with one of the most mysterious Muslim tribes probably on the planet. And it sure wasn't long until I was taken aback in awe.
One of the boys of the village noticed us and he's currently leading us by walking, taking us to the village, and he's actually blind himself.
I couldn't believe what I was noticing.
He's walking as though he can see perfectly.
As I waited inside the car, 1,000 thoughts raced in my mind. How will they receive me? What will they think of me? What if they aren't welcoming after all? But then I saw him, and all my fears melted away. The chief of the village,
اسمك الكريم.
شيخنا.
شيخ.
a beautiful man by the name of Sheikhna.
ما اسمك أنت؟
كمال. اسمي كمال.
اسم جميل ها؟
الحمد لله.
نعم والله الحمد لله.
سافرنا من أستراليا.
من أستراليا؟
نعم من أستراليا.
But as much as I was eager to visit the community, he insisted on first hosting me.
بيتكم؟
بيت الآن
بيت هذا بيتكم؟
هذا بيتنا.
نعم.
شكرا شكرا.
Taking us out of the sun and into the coolness of his home.
السلام عليكم. ما اسمك؟ سعدة.
Introducing me to the village children while serving us camel's milk and a warm meal. This was an immense level of hospitality, especially when you consider the impoverished state the village lives in. There were so many questions I was eager to find out, so I just got to it.
How do you walk as though you can see everything?
نمشي بهذه الحالة وأنا هذا بيتي أعرفه.
Even the children are walking as though they can see everything.
نعم حتى الأطفال أيوة شوف الآن.
Despite his condition, he carried himself with an incredible sense of normalcy and peace. He was walking with such ease as he led me around the village, gracefully holding my hand.
Sheikhuna is taking us now to the scholar of the village who runs a small school. He's also blind, but he's a hafid of the Quran. He has completely memorized the Quran. Although he can't see, he's taking us now to meet with him.
But first he suggested I meet with the local village scholar, a wise, learned man by the name of Muhammad Mukhtar.
نورك الله نورك الله. هذه القرية جميلة ومنورة ما شاء الله من ورائكم.
شكرا.
He's the teacher, the scholar of this village here. He's a hafiz al-Quran. And he teaches the children the Quran.
This man was a walking legend, like a character out of a movie, but he was real. If anyone was going to have answers about the village, it was going to be him. So I asked him about the rare condition affecting the community and how it all began.
قصة العمى اللي هو قصة قديمة تقريبا لنا 7 أجداد أو 8 أجداد في العمى منذ 300 سنين أو 400 سنين. وقصته أن أبينا المكفوف يقال له عيد وأن أمه أتاها آت في المنام رأته رأي العين شخصا لا تعرفه فقال لها لا تخافي سيكون لديك غلام مكفوفا وذريته مكفوفة كلها أو بعضها سيكون من الصالحين وسيكون من أمره كذا وكذا. فكان ما قال لها الآتي في المنام أو في الرؤيا هي رأته. ومنذ ذلك الحين فالعمى الحمد لله متواصل، لكن بعض المكفوفين يرزقهم الله غلاما يرى غلاما يبصر.
It was a prophecy that endured across the generations. Yet by the grace of Allah, there were always exceptions.
أحيانا يكون الأب مكفوف وينجب ابن مبصر
مبصر.
نعم
سبحان
سبحان
الله.
الله.
لا إله إلا
الله كريم
لا إله
قادر
لا إله إلا
وهو الذي يصوركم في الأرحام.
لا إله إلا الله.
Judging by these first encounters, it was clear the Quran was central to their lives. It was a relationship they upheld with much care and vigor. a relationship that was cemented on wooden tablets like these.
يصنع من الشجر ولكنه معظم لأن اسمه مشتق من اللوح المحفوظ، ولأنه معظم لأنه يكتب فيه القرآن ويكتب فيه العلم ويرفع الله به أقواما. هذا اللوح له مكانة كبيرة في الإسلام، أعطاه الله مكانة كبيرة في الإسلام لأنه لا حد لمكانته، لأنه يكتب فيه القرآن ويكتب فيه علم وكل خير يكون فيه، ويستلهم منه كثيرون علما كثيرا، أو يكتب فيه العلم الكثير ويحفظ منه العلم الكثير، فهو له مكانة كبيرة.
It was a heartwarming bond that provided comfort in the harshness of the desert, a comfort that was beautifully expressed by the woman of the village.
We're here with Fatima. She's the sister of Shaykhuna. How have you found living here in this village?
حياة ممكن. هاي القرية جيدة. هاي القرية والله اللي نبقي نتسع فيها، نبقي ياسر من خير ما عند اخوتنا الخيرين وما عند الناس اللي قدمت علينا. وهاي القرية احنا نحبها. هاي القرية ما فوق كنا بقية الطاهر واحدة وعندنا نحن.
لا تفضل عليها إلا البقيع الطاهر في مكة والمدينة.
ما شاء الله. هذه القرية أم مكة أو مدينة فقط؟
لا مكان آخر محا.
لا مكان آخر على هذه القرية إلا مكة والمدينة.
Dali Kombe had been home to them ever since their father first moved here over 45 years ago. A man, by the way, who also has a really cool story.
Can you tell us more about the man who founded this village?
مؤسس هذه القرية هو أبيه، يقال له الشيخ محمد محمود. هو كان رجلا عالما وكان من الحفاظ لكتاب الله، كان عنده أيضا عدة كرامات.
أعطاه الله مواهب كثيرة، كان يصل إلى أنحاء موريتانيا وإلى الصحراء الغربية وإلى جميع الأماكن البعيدة يستكشف المياه، يستكشف معادن المياه.
من أخبره بمكان المياه؟
علمه الله معلم الغيوب.
الله أكبر.
جبار السماوات والأرض.
الله أكبر.
وأعجز الخبراء المياه والمنقبين المياه ومن لديهم أجهزة المياه التي تنقب عن المياه، أعجزهم بهذه المعجزة، لأنه يقولون هم معلومات ويأتي هو ويقول معلومات، فتكون معلوماته هي الصادقة.
سبحان الله. وأبوك كان مكفوف.
نعم، وهو من أهل القرآن.
This was a jaw-dropping revelation and one that really caught me off guard. I had to see it for myself. I mean, a blind man in the middle of the desert who was gifted with the ability to find water based on his own senses. I was skeptical at first, but if I learned anything from this tribe, it was with Allah, anything is possible. I had to see it for myself.
We've been walking for a while now and he's still leading me all the way through. He's currently guiding me to the well, one of the wells that his father uncovered.
And yeah, note to self, never look down a well.
Oh my God, that's scary. أنا بخاف من البئر.
لا
أنا أعرف قصة يوسف.
عليه.
من أجل ذلك أنا أخاف من البئر. I get scared of wells.
Fears aside, this is one of the wondrous wells his father uncovered by the will of Allah. I needed to find out the details.
بعضهم يشك فيه، ولكن
نعم.
إذا كنت تريد الكشف عن مثل هذا البئر وفيك شك منه، هو يفعل لك هكذا، يخط لك بهذه الحال وبهذه الحال على الأرض، وحينما تبدأ بحفر البئر ستجد الخط على التراب وعلى الحجارة في داخل البئر، ولو صار إلى 100 متر.
It was a discovery that would prove to be a means of survival amidst the most arid and inhospitable of conditions. It was a source of life for a people who had been deprived of one of the greatest joys of life.
If Allah was to return to you your eyesight, what would you love to see?
أحب أن أرى كل شيء وأهم شيء نحب أن نراه هو الكتابة والقراءة، أن نقرأ الكتب، نكون مطالعا للكتب الفقهية والكتب العلمية.
ما هو شي راح نبي خايفين في حياة من اللي نعدلوا لو نمشي نقرأ ويصل من الأحكام من الكتب القيمة فوق القراءة. ما حاجة لي السنة احنا عندنا ياسر من الأمور قد نعدلوا غير ما عندنا القدرة ويمشي ما حطاهم مولانا بصروا على قدمين مع القري راشين مولانا يعوضنا إن شاء الله.
ولو قد الله بصري لي أود أن نرى الكتابة ونرى السماء أيضا. أود أن أكون قارئا ومطالعا للكتب. نعم. لا أدري. I do not.
No, I don't know.
These were no doubt some of the most special people I had ever encountered.
ما اسمك والله ما هو؟
نعم. ما اسمك? What is your name?
My name is هنا.
Your name is? شيخنا.
نعم شيخنا.
And they were teaching me life's greatest lessons.
When we can't see, we tend to feel fear. Whether we're in a dark space or a space where we can't see, we experience fear. Do you ever get scared? Do you ever feel fear?
نحن حينما نكون في ظلام في مكان مظلم لا نستشعر الخوف، بل عكس ذلك نجد نورا. حينما يأتي الليل ويكون القمر ليس موجود فنحن نمشي كما نمشي في النهار، ما عندنا مشكلة أبدا.
Why don't you feel fear?
طمأنينة من الله.
You have tranquility from God, from Allah.
الطمأنينة والأمن من الله هو الذي يثبت الله الذين آمنوا بالقول الثابت في الحياة الدنيا نعم وفي الآخرة.
And of course, there was no way I was leaving until I had them answer one of the most important questions a city guy from the Western world needed to know.
What is the meaning of contentment?
القناعة هي رأس الغناء. من أعطاه الله قناعة فهو خير من 1000 غني وخير من كل مال. هي رأس الغناء لأن القناعة هي سبب السعادة، لأن الدنيا لا تنحصر ولا تنعدم. إذا حصلت عنده سيارة يحب سيارتين، وإذا حصل عنده مال يحب أكثر من ذلك. إذا كانت لديه قناعة فهي خير من ذلك كله.
فهل أنت راض بما قدر الله لك؟
وهو كذلك والله أنا راضي بما قدر الله لي وأحمده عليه، لأنه أعطاني نعمة كبيرة وأعطاني حينما فقد البصر ووضعه لي بكثير من النعم ولله الحمد. ولدي فرحة أخرى، حبيبنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم قال من فقد حبيبتيه دخل الجنة، وحبيبتيه هم هذا العينين. نعم.
If Allah enters you into paradise, into Jannah, what would you love to see?
أود أن أرى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم وأن أرى الرحمن عز وجل. هذه هي غاية المسلم، نظر إلى وجه الله الكريم. هذا شيء عظيم.
This wasn't just a journey. This was a life lesson I was taking with me all the way back home to Sydney. Surrounded once again by my gadgets, conveniences, and all the modern comforts I was taught were essential to live a normal life. I find myself remembering them. The villagers who had nothing yet taught me everything. May Allah bless the Muslims of Dali Kombe and grant them peace in this life and the next. Ameen.